because it's always nice to get a little extra pixie dust. And welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Maria. In this video, I'm going to be talking about all the free things that you can get at the Walt Disney World Resort. I thought this video would be a fun way to share some Disney secrets with you guys to ensure that, like I said, you can get a little bit of extra pixie dust on your next visit to the Disney parks. If you're watching this video in preparation to your very first visit to the Walt Disney World Resort, I think that this is also a great way for you to perhaps get some free souvenirs to take home with you. Some of these are pretty well known, but others are kind of like hidden gems of the Disney park. So I'm very excited to share my list with you guys. So if you're looking for some ways to add a little more free pixie dust to your next visit to Walt Disney World, here's my list of free things and where you can find them on Disney property. So the first thing that I will talk about is one of my favorites, and that is you can collect free stickers all over Disney property. For example, I have a ton here of the classic Mickey stickers. This is kind of one of the most common ones you can find. You can find Disney stickers all throughout Disney property. They have them at the resorts, at the parks, at Disney Springs. Not many people know that there are tons of different free stickers that you can collect. So like I said, this Mickey one is kind of one of the most common. I've got a ton here, as you can see. But in different locations, such as in the parks, you can find tons of different stickers as well. I love asking cast members if they have any stickers, and often, of course, they will, and then I like to add them to my Disney journal. So here's a page of some of the stickers I have. I've got the princesses, some resorts, and then, of course, the classic Mickeys, too. I also once went over to Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, and they gave me a whole roll of the princess collection, which I added to my journal, so I've got the whole set here. So yeah, stickers are a great free souvenir for you to collect. You can find them all over the Disney property, and it's a great way to get a little extra free Disney magic. The next item I'm going to talk about that you can find for free all over Walt Disney World are the celebration buttons. I always try to get a celebration button every time I visit Walt Disney World, even if it just says being home. My last visit, of course, I was able to get one that said I'm celebrating the cultural representative program because I had just been accepted for my Disney program, so of course I had to get a celebration button. You can pretty much go up to any cast member and ask them if they have a celebration button, and if they don't, they'll most likely just be able to point you to the next available location that would have them. Along with celebration buttons, they also have birthday buttons and anniversaries, I believe, as well. Celebration buttons are another great free souvenir that you can take home, and of course, getting to wear one around the parks all day makes it just a lot more special. Another free thing that you can get in the parks are the maps and times guides. Now, if you're a Disney Parks fan like me and you visit all the time, you probably don't need a park map, but I will admit that they're a really fun souvenir to collect. Disney changes the pictures and the designs of the park maps all the time, so it's kind of fun to collect them. This one I have here is actually from when I visited Tokyo Disneyland. It actually has the times guide inside it too, so of course it was really fun to snag a couple of those for free. The next free thing that you guys can collect are character autographs. I personally love meeting Disney characters. I've made a video talking about it before, which I will definitely be sure to link above. But like I showed you before, I always bring my Disney journal with me. This one's actually an older one. I've used it so much over the years that it filled up and I had to get a newer one. I always love collecting character autographs because it's another way to kind of preserve the magic, and it's free. For example, I have one from Fairy Godmother when I met her in Disneyland. I have one from Tinkerbell as well. And it's just a fun way to keep track of all the characters you met and kind of preserve the special memories that you made. The next free item that I'm going to be talking about is kind of an obvious one, but it's ice water. I feel like not many people actually know this, but if you go up to any quick service food location in the Disney parks or even in Disney Springs or at the resorts, they can give you a free glass of water. I always like to remind people of this one because I see a lot of people in the parks who buy bottles of water, and it always drives me crazy because you can literally get free cups of water anywhere. This is a really important one too because, as we all know, Walt Disney World can get very hot, so it's important to stay hydrated. The next free thing in Walt Disney World is something you can actually do for free, but then you do get a little bit of a free souvenir to take home as well, so it's a win-win. I am talking about, of course, the Animation Academy. So in case you've forgotten, the Animation Academy was actually originally over in Hollywood Studios, but when the Animation Academy closed to make way for the Star Wars launch bay, it was discontinued for a while, but recently they brought it back and moved it over to Animal Kingdom at Rafiki's Planet Watch. So I've not been over to Rafiki's Planet Watch recently, so I haven't done the Animation Academy Academy there, but I've heard that it's really fun, pretty much the same thing as what they had in Hollywood Studios, but you tend to draw a lot of fun animal characters like from The Lion King. In case you've never done the Animation Academy before, it is so much fun. Basically, you get to take a free drawing class with a Disney animator where they teach you how to draw a Disney character. Animation Academy is so much fun because, like I said, it's free, but then in the end, you get to take home your art, so you get a free souvenir from your drawing class. Like I said, the Animation Academy can be found over in Animal Kingdom, but not many people know that there is also a smaller version of the class over at the Disney Art of Animation Resort. The Animation Academy over at the resort can be found in Art of Animation's lobby. I believe they do it a couple times a day. I think they have an hourly schedule up, so it's really fun if you're resort hopping to be able to go do that activity for free as well, and then get to take home your art as the free souvenir. Speaking of the Disney resorts, I will now talk about a couple other free activities that you can do at other Disney resorts. So at most Disney resorts, I believe, you can actually attend a free movie night pretty much every night, which is really cool. It's usually done down by the resort's main pool, and they tend to have like a big blow up like movie screen come out, and it's really fun because every night they show a different Disney movie for free. It's always a fun free activity to do if you're staying at a resort and you've just come back from a really long day at the parks and want something kind of calming to do. Other resorts also have free bonfire nights. I know they tend to do them at the Polynesian. I believe I've also seen them being done at Pop Century too and other value resorts. The bonfire itself is free, but I believe you can also pay to get like a s'mores kit so you can roast some marshmallows. As I just mentioned, the Polynesian, a free thing that you can pick up at that resort is a lei. I actually have my free lei on my little Stitch plush here. I always keep it with him, but I'll take it off. So funny enough, I actually got this lei from Lilo when I met her at the Polynesian last year. At the Polynesian, there will often be cast members giving out free leis like this one when you enter the resort, but one day when I visited, there were actually several Disney characters out like Lilo, Stitch, Mickey, and Pluto, I believe, and I went up to give Lilo a big hug and she gave me a free lei, which was really, really fun. So I love keeping it with my Stitch plush because he just looks extra cute with it. If you're at the Polynesian, if you were to take a quick monorail ride around the loop, you would find yourself at the Grand Floridian. I absolutely love the Grand Floridian. It's one of my favorite resorts to visit, and I'm dreaming of staying there one day. One of my favorite free things that you can do over at the Grand Floridian Resort is visit the shop Bazin. In case you've never heard of Bazin before, it is one of my favorite stores on Disney property, but basically it sells different soaps, body scrubs, bath bombs, and it's just, it's so relaxing in there. I love it so much. If you were to go into Bazin, you would actually be able to try out their hand scrubs for free, which is really fun. Every time I go to the Grand Floridian, I have to visit Bazin, of course, because the hand scrubs are just so magical and I love picking up a new bar of soap. So yes, definitely go try out the hand scrubs at Bazin. It's such a fun, free activity to try. Branching off from the resorts and moving into the free things that you can do and get at Disney Springs, there is also a Bazin shop over at Disney Springs where you can get the hand scrub samples for free as well. So aside from Bazin at Disney Springs as well and the free hand scrubs, you can also get another free treat at Disney Springs. I'm sure many of you know of the Ghirardelli chocolate shop in Disney Springs. I always love going there because everything is so delicious. But Ghirardelli is also awesome because whenever you visit and enter the store, you get a free sample of chocolate. The chocolate is always delicious, and of course, it's super fun to get a free treat. Now I'm going to talk about some of the free things that you can do and get specifically in the parks in Walt Disney World. So if you were to head over to Animal Kingdom, you would be able to participate in the Wilderness Explorers. I've personally never done the Wilderness Explorers, but it looks so cute and it's definitely something that I'm gonna have to do someday. Basically, if you don't know about the Wilderness Explorers, it's themed after the Disney Pixar movie Up. The Wilderness Explorers is basically like the Boy Scout troop that the character Russell is in. And all throughout Animal Kingdom, there are little stations that you can visit where you can earn a badge for the Wilderness Explorers. They're all really fun activities where you get to learn about lots of different animals and different locations all throughout Animal Kingdom, so it's very fun to do. But then you also get little badges and stickers to put in your Wilderness Explorer guide, I believe it's called, and then you get to take home that free activity pack too, which is really fun. Moving over to Epcot, one of my favorite things that you can do around World Showcase is KidCot. I have loved KidCot my whole life. Basically, if you've never done KidCot before, there are different stations all throughout World Showcase at each of the country pavilions. I think when KidCot first started, or as long as I can remember ago, KidCot was originally like a mask that you had, and at each KidCot station for each country, you would get a stamp, and then you'd also get like a little design or a little prize at each one too. They eventually moved on to Duffy the Disney Bear. I think there was even like Perry the Platypus for a while, and now the most recent one, it is sponsored by Ziploc, so at each station you get a little like card with a little Mickey coloring page on the back and some stickers, and then you put it in like a little Ziploc kind of like suitcase, which is really cute. Like I said, KidCot is one of my absolute favorite things to do in World Showcase because I've always loved getting to go around and talk to the different cast members who are from all around the world, which is just so interesting for me. I love hearing all their stories. So yes, I definitely recommend KidCot. You get a fun little souvenir and you get to have so many cool experiences along the way. To wrap things up, I'm going to talk about some of the free things that you can get specifically in Magic Kingdom. In Magic Kingdom, there is the attraction called Enchanted Tales with Belle. I personally have not done Enchanted Tales with Belle since they moved it over to New Fantasyland. I did do it once when I was little, back when it was still in the area where Merida currently meets. I'm pretty sure I got to play Cogsworth, so that was pretty fun. But basically, if you haven't heard of Enchanted Tales with Belle before, it is so magical. You get to go to Belle's library in the Beast Castle where you meet Belle and you get to tell her story with her. They pick people from the audience to play different characters from Beauty and the Beast, and overall it's just such a magical experience. And in the end, you also get a free souvenir, which is a Belle bookmark. Belle is of course a big bookworm like myself, so it's a very fitting souvenir and a free one to get to take home. The second last thing that I'm going to talk about today is one that I feel like kind of gets overlooked, but is such a great one. I'm sure lots of people have heard of it before, but maybe you've personally never done it. I am talking about the Sorcerers of Magic Kingdom. Sorcerers of Magic Kingdom has been around for a few years now, but if you haven't heard of it before, it's basically a fun kind of like card game, virtual game where you get to go around to the different lands in Magic Kingdom and go up to different portals and defeat Disney villains. It's run by the character Merlin, and basically you get to train to be a sorcerer in Magic Kingdom and defeat all the evil out of Magic Kingdom, which is very cool. So to sign up for Sorcerers of Magic Kingdom, you go to the Firehouse on Main Street, USA, and when you sign up, you get a pack of free trading cards. So I have a huge stack here. I believe I've collected all of them except for the limited edition ones that you can buy, but basically you get a free pack every day. I believe it has 5 in a pack, and each of them have a different Disney character. Like this one here is Sorcerer Mickey, and they have power-ups. So basically when you go to the different portals, you hold them up like this, it scans the card, and then it launches your power-up to defeat the Disney villain. So it's very cool, very fun to do. It's also great because then you get to take home a free souvenir, which are the trading cards. Like I said, I have tons here. I'll see if I can find some of my favorites. The Lost Boys, very sweet. Oh, here's a good one. I have Tinkerbell too. Here's also the key card that you get. This is what you tap at the different portal locations and it saves all your game data. I don't think I've played Sorcerers of Magic Kingdom in years probably, but I wonder if the key would still hold all my data. I don't even remember what villain I was last defeating. Sorcerers of Magic Kingdom does take a lot of time out of your day because you're constantly going back and forth around the park to the different portals that it sets you up at. So I don't really recommend it if you've only got like one day in Magic Kingdom, but even if you just want to sign up and get the free cards when you're at Main Street USA in the beginning of the day, like it's fun to take home and then maybe play a couple rounds, or it's also something really fun to do if you're like me and you've visited Magic Kingdom so many times you've lost count and you're just looking for something new to try. All right, so my final free thing that you can do in Walt Disney World is my favorite thing, so I've saved the best for last, and that is get pixie dusted in Fantasyland. Getting pixie dusted is kind of like a tradition of mine. I always make sure to do it every time I visit Magic Kingdom. But basically, if you go to Sir Mickey's in Fantasyland, you can go up to any cast member and ask for some pixie dust. The cast members there have cute little pink wands, and then they will tell you to close your eyes and they'll say their magical little spell and give you some pixie dust on top of your head. I always think of the biggest wishes every time I'm getting pixie dusted, so I definitely really love it and recommend it because it's just a fun, different, and of course free activity for you to do. Alright, so I hope that this video was able to give you some ideas of all the fun and free things that you can do and get at Walt Disney World. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for future Disney content. And of course, until my next video, I wish you all a magical day, and I'll see you real soon. Bye!